Hey, I'm Kevin, and today I'm going to show you how I made this sanding organizer in the CatBot workshop. Today's project is a little different from what I usually show here, as it is a quick and easy shop project. I don't have much of shop organization, so this is my first step of getting my shop in order. I'll be using 1/8 inch hardboard and 1/2 inch plywood on this project. I started ripping down the plywood into 8.5 strips, as it will be the depth of the organizer. Using my table saw sled, I cross-cut the top and bottom to 46 inches. And then I set up a stop block for the rest of the dividers. What I have here is two 46 inch pieces for the top and bottom, four 14.5 inch vertical pieces, two more at 14.5, but these are at 5.5 inches, four 6.5 by 5.5 pieces, and one 14 by 8.5. Now that we have all the pieces cut, we have to cut the shape into the top and the bottom, and I use the jigsaw to do this. I can then trace the first and repeat. For these slots, I set up a system so that I can cut all the dados together and at the appropriate spacing. Since these are all repeat cuts, I wanted to do them all quickly and at the same time. So what I have here are a couple pieces of wood. The plywood is a 2-inch block for the 2-inch spacing. The purple heart will be my stop block, and this plastic card is just enough of a spacer to make a wider slot. I removed the 2-inch block and pressed my material up against the spacer and the stop block to make my first cut. I then removed the spacer and moved my material up to the stop block and passed the piece through again. I now can go through the rest by flipping the board around, cutting, and then repeating on the other boards. After the first slot is cut on both sides, I can insert the 2-inch block and spacer again to move my stop block over the appropriate amount and repeat the process. I do this one more time, and now you can see I have 6 perfectly spaced slots. Since I batched them all out, they are perfectly symmetrical. You can see the hardboard fits perfectly in the slot. Since this is a fast project, I am just butt joining everything with glue and screws. I started from the center so I can get all the small shelves correct, and so I can get in there and screw them all together. I then screwed together the other sides of the shelf. I used a right angle to make sure all my sides were square. Now I could just assemble all the large pieces. The back is from one more piece of 1/2 inch plywood. I traced the box and cut close to the line over at the table saw. I then attached it with glue and screws. I left a little bit of an overhang so I can come back with a flush trim bit and make the back flush with the sides. Now I just have to cut the hardboard to fit the slots. I cut them close to size, and then I cut each one individually so it would fit each slot. I then drilled a hole on the outside edge to make an opening to grab the sandpaper. The last thing I did was cut a piece of plywood at an angle for a French cleat so I can hang it on the wall. I made this design because I started buying all my sandpaper in bulk, and I knew I would want a place to keep it all, but I also would want to make it grab and go. I will come back at some point and label each cubby so I can keep everything in order. This is the first shop project I'm showing, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If enough of you like shop projects like this, I may do more in the future. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button because I have a lot more projects on the way. You can also follow me on Instagram at KevBotWorkshop to see other photos and videos of projects in the works. That's it everybody, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time in the KevBot Workshop.